Good morning, this is Giorgio Sarti from Azimut Yachts Americas, and welcome to the new Azimut 62. This boat is completing the 5 years development and transition from the Stefano Righini legacy of the exterior design to the new era that has begun 5 years ago with the Azimut FLY 678 with our Alberto Mancini that is shaping the entire Fly series, not limited to it, as we also saw the SeaDeck series is shaped by the pen of Alberto Mancini, who is also going up all the way to the Grande 44 meters. In all her glorious beauty, the all-new Fly 62. Let's go take a look at the exteriors first, and then we'll go deep inside the interiors. So, the new Fly 62 take over a strong legacy of the previous sister, the Azimut Fly 60, which was one of the best-selling models across the Azimut range. We more than 500 units sold out of the original mold of that model. Well, this is a whole new boat. So this is an entirely redesigned boat. It comes with so many new features, new propulsion, new exterior design, new interior design, and most importantly, a revolutionizing cockpit design. Come on board. So we redesigned the cockpit. We've been really revolutionizing the experience that you're gonna live on this area of the boat by switching from a more traditional design with the typical C-shaped sofa, transversal dining table. Well, relocated everything underneath the starboard, the forward corner, covered entirely by the Flybridge. And here it would be your lounging and dining setup, which I'll show you later. But most importantly, and the core of this boat and this model is the beach cockpit. So give me a second to show you what I'm talking about, because this is absolutely outstanding. So by pressing these two buttons together, you're gonna activate the system, and then once you're ready, you're gonna have the system releasing safely. So that's why it takes a couple of seconds before it actually engaging and open the beach cockpit, converting this area into a spectacular open cockpit at sea. This is absolutely outstanding. And then by the just simple lift over here, you can adjust your headrest. And convert this entire area into a wonderful sunpad, which you're gonna be enjoying outside in the water of the Catalina Islands or the Northeast, or here in Miami, Bahamas, Caribbean. This is just spectacular for any possible location, any possible destination. And when you're at night, you can just pull up two pop-up lights and make it this even more enjoyable for your romantic venues at the end of the day. So really something revolutionizing. As you can see, it comes with a system here that has two sensors, which reminds a little bit, the safety systems for other systems like garage, for example. So whenever you have anything obstructing this sensor, it would not actuate. So you will not be able to close it for safety reasons. And then whenever it's free, of course, you'll be able to close it up. And the reason why this pop-up light is right in between the two sensors is because if you forget this open, you're not gonna risk to close the beach cockpit and break in the light. Then we can come on board, and while we're here, I'll explain that the standard version would be an open terrace at sea. So instead of having this optional feature of the beach cockpit, what you would get is an enclosed terrace right here with an handrail that will go all the way around. This will be completely open, and here you would have a massive storage that would be perfect for your toys, sea bobs, or if you'd prefer using it for covers, anything you need, fenders. So there's two configurations. This one is the optional feature of the Beach Cockpit. The standard is an open terrace at sea. Since we're here, I take advantage and I'll open a couple of compartments for you. Here is your cord, obviously with the automatic retracting system and obviously automatic coming out system. Over to this side, we have the black and the white tank wash inlet. So over here, you apply the hose and you can wash your two tanks, the gray and the black ones. While underneath here, it is the engine room beach pump, the manual pump for the engine room. The platform here obviously goes down, so you can launch your tender, which fits up to a Williams 325 in terms of size. Over to this side, instead, we have the city water inlet right here. This is an outlet for the deck washing. So we have three on the boats. One is on the Fly and one is on the bow. So these are easy, so you don't have running hoses around your boat, your decks. You just plug your hose right here and you're gonna wash the decks of your boat. Over to this side is this one is a manual cord. The reason is that this is more like for backup. There's no necessarily need for two cords on a boat of this size. One is well enough. However, this could be a backup, but obviously for space reason, this will be manual, but you're not gonna use this anytime. Here is your cockpit shower, which is really, really handy, nice, and newly designed. Right now the breaker is off. However, it is always under pressure, and this is really beautiful where you can regulate the intensity of the temperature right here. And by the simple pressure of this button here, you would engage the water to come out. And whenever you're done getting refreshed, after enjoying some sun on the beach cockpit, you can refresh yourself and get it away. So I wanted to also take a second to show you the new boarding gates, which really come up beautifully done with the Azimut stilema right here. Absolutely well executed. These show the continuous effort that we put in details, such as these ones, to keep elevating the design features on the boat. This is a storage compartment perfect for your lines. As you see, we open a path here so that when you have extra lines, instead of having them hanging on the deck and making it dirty, you can just store them right here in this pocket. Mooring winch on one side, mooring winch on the other side, and of course, same as on the port side, we have another storage here for your lines. This is the fire system, and here is the actuator for the mooring winch, which we have another one on the other side. So this is absolutely the most important part of the boat. Very safe. As you can see, you're not gonna trip over on the beach cockpit because it's flush with your cockpit decking, and you can just step on easily over to the sunbathing area. So easy to access in and out. The other area that we redesigned on the new Fly 62 is the actual dining setup. As you can see right now, we're in the lounge version. So what you have is beautifully designed sofa wrapping around, protected over here with a Flybridge. You could be enjoying over here your family, your guest on the beach cockpit. Very perfect view of the waters, so very safe. When you want to turn this into a formal dining, you have the switch right here that operates the high-low system. There we go. And then there's one hitch right here. You pull the table in, and then what you have to do is slide the top towards the bow, and then here is your dining setup. With the addition of 1, 2, and 3 chairs, you're fitting easily between, I would say, 6 people with this beautifully designed table, which is an upgraded material called Creon. It's a Creon Marfil. It's a beautifully, it replicates, it makes you feeling like it's a natural stone. It's a synthetic material, very sturdy, very resistant, requires low maintenance, and big upgrade on this size of boat. Feeling more like on a larger scale yacht. On the port side of the cockpit, underneath the staircase, which is beautifully designed, we have the option of a fridge, or we can also get an ice maker, depending on the preference. And then a storage compartment on this side. While moving towards the bow, I take advantage of showing you, this is the actuator, the switch for the platform, located right here on the port side. So very easy, you have good visibility on the platform for the tender launch. And then of course, we have the newly designed side boarding gates. There's one per side. As you can see, they come in, so you're not gonna have to watch out what's on the side. If you have any mooring poles, that would obstruct the opening of the door. And then once you're done, very smooth, they go back in position. So I would say, let's take a look at the bow, and then we'll continue with the exteriors. And I'll take advantage to show how walkable, beautifully designed these windows are, really, really high. And you're gonna see from the interiors how beautifully makes the whole look of the interiors. So here we are on the bow, which features the trademark from Azimut with the convertible foredeck lounge with a simple one hand only. You can turn this sunbed into a sitting area, making it more convivial, more for conversational oriented. And you can see that all the cushions and the sofas and the sunbed itself, they call the trademark that you will see back in the interiors. So they have been in design in collaboration with Fabio Fantolino, who did the interiors of the Fly 62, continuing from the Fly 72. We feature a coffee table here, which is beautiful. It's one material, as you can see, that combines two colors, very beautiful shape. We have side trays over here, one per side, where you can have your phone hangings, cup holders, of course, there's never enough. And then pop-up lights, there's one per side, extra cup holders over here on the side of the sofa. And then another thing that we have very, very, very important for this area is that this is a compartment where you're gonna put your carbon fiber pole to extend your sunshade sail. That would be basically plugged over here with the addition of two more poles. So the entire area, sitting and then lounging, is protected with a sunshade sail, and really turning this bow into really, really, really versatile and adapted to any possible taste. The coffee table opens up, become a little larger whenever you are in the conversational setup. When we move more to the bow and we enter the technical area, there's a lot of attention paid to this area here. Every section of potential storage is highly researched. So we have a very deep anchor pocket right here, which obviously also has the anchor wash system, which would spray water to the anchor and the chain when it's coming up. And then we feature a big anchor on this case, but as you can see, everything is controlled from these pedestal foot controlled switches, which would retract or launch the anchor, and this one is the chain wash. Of course, there's the backup manual winch, and inside the pocket is where you have also the deck wash, the inlet, the outlet for the deck washing. I would say we can look at the beautiful design of the bow area of the boat with focus on the windshield. There's no midsection mullions. As you can see, it's basically a full beam windshield, really massive for exponential and enhanced visibility once you're inside the boat of all the exteriors. So it makes the boat really, really open and connected with the exteriors. Of course, we have a sound system here for the bow. It's a fusion system, which is in collaboration with Garmin. So right now it's integrated into the Garmin plotters. So you can control all the exterior sound system through your plotters on the boat. And you have, of course, one for the bow, one in the cockpit, and one on the bridge. While moving to bridge, let's have a quick look at the diesel tank fueling system here. So just unscrew that, there's one per side. This way you can have the boat well balanced, and then you cover that with the T-catch, and then you're good to go, and it's very flush. This is the other side boarding gate on the starboard side. So let's take advantage, and we walk to the bridge, but you'll notice we have this switch right here. So by the presser, it unfolds the cockpit docking station, which features, of course, the joystick, the control panel for the engines, and then the bow thruster, which in this case, it is proportional. Whenever you see the lollipop thruster control, that's an on-off, which is a 0 to 100 speed. I mean, either 0 speed or full speed, the thruster. This one is proportional. The merit of having it proportional, of course, you can control the power that you're giving to the thruster, but at the same time, is that you can either retrofit or install the Volvo assisted docking system. DPS and proportional bow thruster are needed in order to install the Volvo assisted docking system, which is on this boat. So while we step on the bridge, there's multiple aspects on this bridge that are really showing both the trademark from Alberto Mancini, exterior designer, and Fabio Fantolino, interior designer. First of all, we have a fully redesigned hardtop, which you could see better from, of course, from the docks. However, this comes with a newly designed by Alberto Mancini. All the furnitures, the sofas, the seating area has been designed, highly researched by Fabio Fantolino in order to merge with exterior design. You see a lot of details. So first of all, the handrail right here is obviously painted, as you can see, but it comes also with powder-coated handrails and over here as well. So in this case, what we're featuring on the bridge, which is pretty large for a boat of this size, we have a lounging area here on the aft, which features 2 love seats, a coffee table, which is same material as the cockpit table and the bow table. And then we have a loose poof right here for extra seating if you want to have more conversation and more people over. So it's really, really comfortable, really ergonomic. You can really have a lot of people on board. And then right here, you have obviously the electric awning that provides shade to the entire aft of the bridge. It's a remote control and has a wind detection system or speed detection system, so it will retract automatically whenever you're at speed. Those sofas over there come with a wooden base, while these ones, they come from the dining sofa as well as the bow area. They are laminated in fiberglass, and they come with plenty storage inside. So in some cases, you may have insulated ones. This one is insulated, and then of course you have others all around the sofa, which I'm not gonna open all, but of course all that is exploited as a storage capacity. The table is a fixed table in this case with a crayon top. It's really beautiful. This material is stain resistant, is very strong and durable, so very sturdy. Highly recommended for a dining setup. Moving to the bow, looking at the storage capacity of the Fly 62. Over here, we have a very large storage compartment, which is drained. So this could be perfect for all the covers of the bridge and not limited to. Then over here on the bow as well, yeah, one section here where these would be, those hooks are for the ladder that gives you access to the bridge. It's a telescopic ladder that you retract from here and you use to go over to the bridge. And then on the very bow area, you can see there's another storage compartment which continues until the end of the bow. And then here you have a massive lounge area. So it could be even used with a couple of pillows here. You could be facing the aft of the bridge, or you could be enjoying the outside or having conversation facing the captain. So being close to the captain and the co-pilot. So really usable and versatile Flybridge. And once again, another big storage compartment right here, which goes pretty deep underneath with 2 pistons, so very well designed and well executed. Here, pilot seat, co-pilot seat. Please take a moment to look at the new wheel, because this is like we have the new cockpit doors. Like this one is really beautiful. Again, we have a very versatile match. There's a lot of space here for any height and any desire of vicinity, let's say, to the driving steering wheel. So you could be either sitting, and then again you can move, and so whenever you can adjust the chair, because right now I'm pretty comfortable, but if I want to get closer, you just pull it back in. This is perfect. I invite you to sit in my place and have a look at the visibility that you have from the main, let's say, the captain station. And of course we have plotters, which are fully integrated with the Garmin system. So Garmin, Fusion, Volvo, it's one dealer, one service department. You can really have everything handy and at the same time. So as you can see, the Seakeeper is integrated into the Garmin display. You do have the interceptor system. Humphrey also is now in a partnership with Garmin. And then you have the media system. So right here you can control all your audio system with the Fusion. And then of course you can check your vessel levels and everything, but the most useful of course system is the press the wrong one, is the easy cruising, where you really can check everything on the boat, going from level of your bilges, where you can set in automatic or manual the bilge pump activations. You can check the power situation. So right now we're on shore 2. You can check the voltage and the quality in, the battery, the service battery's status and condition. And of course, you can also decide whether to turn on and off the battery chargers, the genset battery chargers, or the boiler, which is the water heater. Navigation mode, right here, you can check your navigation lights, anchor lights, the blowers, which are set on automatic mode. When the temperature reaches a certain level, the blowers will turn on. Red hem light is for night navigation. You have the fly lights, which by just the touch of a button, you can increase the intensity of your lights, which goes from 0 to 100. And then of course the courtesy light on the flight, which would be all the lights that are underneath every single furniture, shaping the bottom and really making it very cozy. If you go to the levels, right here, of course, fuel, fresh water, gray water, black water. The gray water can be set in auto mode or on mode, because there's not many restrictions in the United States in that sense. The black water, of course, you have to be offshore, and therefore there's no automatic mode. By auto, it means that when the tank reaches a certain level, it will automatically start to discharge. Air conditioning, we're on the bridge, but you can control from here the air conditioning of the entire boat. As you can see, you can select the temperature of every individual area, or select and change them entirely by setting the temperature and then selecting them all, and having one temperature set for all of them by pressing this button for 5 seconds. You can control the chiller, so turn the actual chiller system on or off. The mode is for winter or summer season. The compressor, of course, is part of the chiller system to decide whether to have only air flowing in or refreshed air flowing in. And then you can have the eco mode, which would save you and the machine a little bit of load and make it a little economical in terms of usage. You can check your alarm page right here very easily. Chain counter is integrated into the plotter, so you can control from here how you're dropping your anchor, and very easily, very user friendly, and really have any type of system you possibly need. This boat doesn't have the Garmin surround view system. If it came with a Garmin surround view system, you would see it in that page. What we have now is the camera system, where you can look at here and take and decide which one to combine. You can decide whether having a combined like separated screw plotter with multiple view, or for example, you can have the camera view of the bridge, which is the one where we are now, or you could go with the FLIR camera, which is for the night vision, which right now, of course, it's off. And then finally the engine room cabin camera, which would show you the condition of the engine room. All these can obviously be replicated to the starboard plotter, so you can decide even to split into the one plotter, make multiple vision. It's really, really user-friendly and very, very versatile. Again, of course, we have the proportional bow thruster control over here, which is integrated into the joystick as well. This one, you would need it maybe when you're at your docking, or you're at the dock and you're approaching, you know, either the port side or the starboard side, wanting to get the bow closer. That's when you would use it, because otherwise the joystick really works the magic incredibly. If you were wondering what this is for the searchlight, which is located right here on the brow of the bridge. It's the searchlight that we are in night navigation and you want to point something out on the water. This is what you need. And down here is your fusion control for the Flybridge, which obviously comes with an amplifier and multiple speakers. Speaking of which, the amplifier is installed inside the Flybridge furniture, which is in an L shape, very fully equipped. First of all, we have here the sink, and you have here an extra, I would say probably ice box that you can see. So you're wondering, every time I come up here and I take the lids off, where do I put them? So, came up inside the door panels. You have the two hooks, which are designed in order to host the two lids. And you can, of course, if you're not taking advantage, if you're not using the fridge, which, by the way, here is the water, the water outlet for the deck washing of the bridge that we mentioned before. If you're not using the bridge, you're gonna close this door and the lid is still sitting there. So this is the ice maker, lid is here. You can use your outdoor kitchen if you wish without any interferences. Here is your Canyon barbecue furniture. And then over here, you have a little drawer, which also gives access to the plumbing, and then the garbage disposal. On this side, you have plenty of space, a cutting board. It could be used, you know, as a countertop extension. So there's plenty of solution you can adopt here. Both sides on the hardtop columns, we have the speakers. The camera is located right here, and then here is your switch to open the sunshade on the hardtop, which will show you the night vision camera, which is located right there. That one is a FLIR M332, which rotates and tilts, and it's perfect for night vision, night navigation. I believe I touched all the points on the bridge. Obviously, there's many aspects to be discussed. I would like also to point out that you have a lot of draining for your water. For example, if you wonder what this is, if you have the water collecting on the hardtop, it would flow down underneath these hoses that are located here and spill out of here and go straight there. So it would not go on the teak. And actually, the cover for that draining report brings the Azimut logo there. So we really go into details in everything we can think about. And when you're done navigating and maybe you're leaving the boat at the dock and you're assume or there's a risk for some bad weather, you can just enclose the hatch here in order to avoid the water from flowing through the cockpit. Or if you're enjoying the boat outside, it's heavy rain and you're not going to be on the bridge because of weather condition, you enclose these and it will protect the entire cockpit, keeping it away from getting wet. And so before we move to the interiors, here I'm showing the control for the fusion system for the cockpit. Okay, so imagine having enjoyed your day, beautiful outside, the beach cockpit, the Flybridge, a lot of activities, a lot of good time with your friends, your families, and now it's time to rest. It's time to get inside the boat, get a little bit of air conditioning, relax, enjoy some TV, enjoy your friends inside, cook, prepare your meals. Let's enjoy the interiors of this boat. Which, first of all, they are flush with the cockpit thanks to the water draining system, which would flow underneath there. So we were able to have the floor really, really flush, and there's a continuity. But when you step in the boat, you really feel like, okay, now I'm relaxing. This is the idea behind of the interior design of this boat, is to research all the details to make it light, calm, cozy, tranquil. You want to be here, you want to enjoy it, you want to be with your family, with your friends, and really spending good time on the boat with all these details. For instance, a couple of them. All the colors that have been selected are very light, from the essence to the details on the lights here, the tops of the tables, the inserts, the wooden floor, the seating area, the top of the galley, and then you keep moving forward, you have this lounging area, beautifully done with not only the colors, but also the texture, the feeling really makes you feel good. And on top of all these is all the details and the really high, strong development that we've done on all the glazing. The windows are massive. The windows are massive. There's so much natural light coming in, helping you, enhancing that sense of coziness that you want to feel when you enter a boat of this size. You have almost full height window right here, massive windows on the front area, reduced mullions, which could have been easy to just, cut a wood board and then you put here. Well, instead we upholster them. So this is not lacquer, this is not wood, this is an upholster. Mullions right here, all the way to the bottom, and continues all the way through the window, continues over there. So all the details on the mullions are highly researched to help you enjoying these moments with your family, with your friends, and being cozy. So many details. As you can see, we only have few switches that are exposed because we try as much as we can to hide everything at our best. The air conditioning control is integrated behind this panel. The underwater lights, all the manual switches for the lights. This one is the switch for the cockpit shade, which I'm going to open and show you later. And then you have a little bit of storage underneath here. So all the glassware would be here. And when you're done, you just close it. Finished, flush, and really beautiful. The fridge the door is integrated with the panel, and the freezer door as well is integrated on a separate panel, because you're not going to open the freezer as much as you would do with the regular fridge door. This galley is absolutely beautiful. As you can see, is flush, Miele induction cooktops upgraded, combo microwave and oven from Miele. We have the ventilation system, the hood here, but if it's not enough, we will just open the window for natural ventilation in order to let the smell and everything going out. Over here, massive storage, both sides. Storage on this side as well, which is really good for the galley and the size. And when we go here, you may wonder, over here could be a storage for pantry, but then underneath here is your inspection panel for the fan coil with easy access to the filter right there. So once you have, same as on the bridge, once you remove the lids on the sink or in that pantry, you may wonder, where should I put them? Which is the location where to store them? Well, underneath here is your area for storage. So they can be conveniently located out of your way, and then you close, and you can work on your sink, on your storage, or whatever you need. There's multiple areas where you can put them, but that's the most intuitive. But storages here, we have the spices, extra virgin olive oil, vinegar, anything you need can be located here. This will be the drawer for your silverware, which they all come with the Azimut logo stamped on. Conveniently located with this wooden frame, foam, so they don't move around and they stay safe in the location. And then here is a massive storage, which can be optionally the location for your dishwasher. A little bit of time on the dining setup, because I believe it really is a piece of art. So right now we are into a dining setup, very comfortable for 5 people, with open access over to this side. Over to this side instead, you have a little access, a little board here where you could use even to hang your phones if you want to have them away from the table. The blind comes down, providing some shade. When you're done eating and you want to enjoy sometimes, maybe you have friends over in the cockpit, it's a nice night and you want to enjoy some time, well, very simply, you remove your wooden top right here, you store it here, and then you close the 2 sections. And with the switch right here, you lower the table to coffee table setup. So this really gives you the feeling of this massive window. You can be enjoying with your friends, having a cocktail, or even having conversation with whomever is sitting on the other side of the main deck. Important aspects, since we're here, technical panel here. This is the escape hatch from the crew quarter, which I'll show you later. And this one instead is the inspection panel to the fuel tank. Both sofas here in the dining area, they feature a lot of storage, which you can see is a sitting on top of the wood floor with 2 inspection panels in case you need to service or access. And then over this side as well, we've got massive storage. All of them rammed with springs, so they're easy to operate. Moving forward on the main deck, we access the lounge area. So here is where, after you consume your meal, you want to come enjoy. First of all, let's look at the seating area, which again, the feeling of this texture, this material, this fabric is absolutely beautiful. It really makes you feel cozy and special. You see all these inserts. It's really, really highly researched. We have, per all the section of the sofa, we do have a lot of storage. So there's one section here where it incorporates the AV system. And then there's one more over to this side. And there's also the room to go over to the lower deck. So there we go. While on this side, we have a love seat, which is facing the main, let's say, sofa. Also, this one is openable. However, it unfolds all the electronics. So what we have here is a Starlink system with a router. And then we have the UPS, which are the battery backup system, conveniently located here for any service that is needed. And then here we have the Cisco system for the wireless access point distribution. So the boat comes directly from the factory with the Starlink system. So no domes, no satellite antennas. We have everything integrated with the Starlink antenna, and each television on the boat are hardwired to their router or to the access points, depending on where they have to be. Anyways, to the system itself. In this furniture, we have the wine cooler, which obviously can never be missing on an Italian boat, storage, and amplifier right over here. So one thing about the Starlink system is that you notice here, we don't have all the remotes that you would have with the DirecTV. So you would have 3 for one television. This is actually for the surround audio system. This is for the television that I will show you in a second. You don't have the third one, which is for the DirecTV. In this case, everything is integrated with the Starlink system. The switch for the high-low of the TV is right here. And the TV comes up on the starboard side. Making it absolutely very big TV for the area. And that's a perfect location to enjoy your games, your TV shows, your movies. Really great setup. Every area where we have a plate, we have as long as convenient, maximized a number of receptacles and then USB ports as well. So you can always have your phones being charged or your computer accessible. The helm station, the base, which is common to most of our boats, is where we have our china. So everything is coming with the Azimut logo on. So both the platters and the coffee mugs. And then we have, of course, the plates underneath, which also come with logo on. When we come here over to this side, pilot and co-pilot seat. The pilot, the main captain seat has both a high-low and back and forth switch. As you can see, the steering wheel follows the design of the one on the bridge, but all black, which is absolutely beautiful. The plotter replicates what we saw upstairs, so I'm not going to show that again. But however, you have everything you need with the air conditioning areas here. You have little storage side here with USB ports, so you can charge your phones while you're in the navigation. And this USB key comes with the boat. Inside of this is the electronic copy of the owner manuals. So over here you have everything you can possibly imagine. The water diagrams, black, hot, cold, fresh. You have also the electric diagrams over here, and all it's owner operated, full inclusive. Docking station, and then when you're undergoing navigation and you are docking but it's raining and you still want to have a better look outside, you can be operating here and have your head coming out so you can still see what's happening from the starboard window, which opens here. Here is your control for the air conditioning in this area, and then over here is this is the emergency panel, and this is your chain counter remote, even though it's integrated into the Garmin display, so you don't need that to use that actively. This little port here has two areas where you can insert the 2 drives, which is for the navigation maps. Over to the port side, we have this beautiful lady here with so many details. Like you see, we mentioned earlier, the combination of colors and materials really are cozy, are following the mindset of the designer, and they're super well executed. And when you open here, you have storage, and something we decided to redesign a little bit and make it more like residential, like in your home, is the electrical panel. So we designed it this way instead of having the full length, so you can really gain a lot of storage, because we know the storage is an absolutely priority. So we decided to go this way. So what we're getting is space here and a lot of space over here. Also on this side, if you look at this section here is curved, and it goes consistent with everything you've seen so far. Like the sofas, backrest are curved, the details of the furniture, they all come curved, even like the side of the galley. The outdoor cushions with all those shapes are calm and curved. They find consistency across the entire boat. Even here, the shape of the sofa. So all these, along with this insert here on this recessed part of the ceiling, it comes with another curved area here, like if there was a continuity here, but it's interrupted in order to have the light that flows through. So these becomes more shaded with the effect given by the ceiling. So all these design pieces, this research has been done to really bring the experience on board to another level. So a lot of research, a lot of attention to those details, all that for the best enjoyable moments that you can possibly have on board. And so we'll move down to the lower deck, and again, you see this curve here too. This part of the handrail here that comes down, that is curved and is in two different levels. It really shows you how much attention to details there is in every single piece of design of the boat. So right now we're going down to the lower deck, and it features a carpet. You can have optionally all these area in wood, same as you have on the main deck. But let's take a look at the cabins and how the research of details pursued on the main deck is then achieved into the cabins. So right now I'm on the guest cabin. The Fly 62 comes with 3 cabins and 3 heads. Right now we're on the guest cabin that comes with ample storage. Behind these inspection panels are plumbs and wirings. And then underneath this bed here, you have, as you can see, ample storage. And then over to this side is a more technical, because it's the fan coil. As you can see, once again, the filter is easy to access in order to be cleaned. Once you're done, put it back in position. Over here, this one is a technical panel actually, because above here would be all the electronics for the Garmin system. Underneath this bed over here, we have deep storage right here, and then underneath is another storage that you could be used for anything that maybe you put there and forget you even had. So you see this detail even in the hook here to open this inspection panel. So beautifully designed and executed. Over to this side instead, we have storage, of course, and then underneath is another pocket, same as the other one. So really a lot of storage, trying to bring the experience and the ergonomics to the maximum possible level. Then I'll fix this later so we can move on. And then of course there's the TV right here for this cabin, and then the closet will be in this location. But again, look at these attention to details where the ceiling is curved, the furniture is curved. You have all this upholster here, which follows the one we have on the main deck. Little details with this insert on your handle. When you come in, you pull it up, and then over here is your storage with multiple levels as well, and then the air conditioning control hidden behind, inside actually the closet. The shape of the handles, beautiful, following the design of the boat itself. Moving forward, we access to the VIP cabin, where we feature a beautiful massive bed with a good walk around space. As you can see, I'm approximately 6 feet tall, and I'm standing up here and I'm pretty comfortable. There's a massive storage over here with 2 inspection panels to access the side of the boat, where we have some plumbing running, some wiring, replicated over to the other side. Here we have nightstands, which are integrated, beautifully designed, curves again, same continuity across the boat. And then these shades over here, they integrate a blackout feature. So whenever you're done or whenever you want to get some rest in daylight, you will drop this down and it integrates a blackout feature. So receptacles, sockets, USB ports for every single berth in order to optimize the space on board. And same as on the guest cabin, exactly executed with the same level of attention, is the first wardrobe on this side. Air conditioning control for the cabin is here. And then we'll let you come in so you can first of all take a look at where we installed the TV, which is not just installed behind the mirror, it is framed behind the mirror. So this is a mirror that I can see myself full height, but at the same time, it's beautifully designed, executed. Again, always following the DNA, the mentality that is behind the entire design of the interiors. Here, would be the main wardrobe with the hanging bars. And then over here, another hanging bar and a couple of shelves for extra storage. Last but not least is a lot of storage underneath the bed, with obviously access to technical areas on the front, which you would access the bow thruster underneath there. But this is massive amount of storage. And as you see, we were using the same finishing for the handle in the technical compartment that was underneath the guest bed. So really highly researched. Everything is highly researched. And again, just since I have it here, I'll show you this is symmetrical to the one we saw before. Over there is the escape hatch that is coming integrated into the bow sunbed. So you would just have to remove the pillow and the cushion and come out. The head for the VIP cabin is located right here. Also, beautiful material, well integrated with the flow of the boat itself. We have upgraded floors, upgraded tops, and then once you open the mirror, you got nice storage over here for everything that relates to the head. And then down here, good amount of storage. Once we go inside the shower, in this case, we have two section doors, which would close right here when undergoing navigation. I do have plenty of room for myself. There's a little bench where I can totally sit and either use the telephone shower or the rain shower up here. I have two hooks here because the reason I'm pointing them out is that the idea is to always look for those details that make the livability on board easier and more convenient for our guests and our owners. So whenever you're maybe taking a shower and you have your swimsuit or even your bathing towels, you're gonna hang them here instead of having to hang them on these two hooks, which are inside the head, and they would make the area wet. So the shower is made to be wet. That's where you're gonna hang your wet clothes. So while we transition to the owner's deck, let's take a look also at the day head, which also function as head for the guest cabin. Once again, same as on the VIP head, we have two doors shower with the same locking mechanism right here from the top. Very, very smooth. And then easily located, so very accessible. Look at the shape of the base of the sink, integrated with the first top and then the actual sink. It's really, really beautiful. And then over here is an extra storage. Here is a little pocket which provides you with extra storage. And then underneath this inspection panel here is all the plumbings and then the access to the bilge. On the main deck lobby is where we'll have the access to the black water tanks, gray water tanks. So underneath the carpet, you would have a couple of hatches, which I'll show you later. And then while accessing the owner's cabin, here is the combo washer and dryer located into the lower deck hallway. You see this bulkhead is upholstered the same as was done on the main deck. And then we finally enter the owner's cabin, which comes really, really beautiful with a lot of little details that truly make a difference. So first of all, we have the owner's bed installed right here, which comes with a beautifully done wooden base flowing to this fabric, which is absolutely at the touch and at the height, at the side is very, very cozy. Coming with a set of duvet covers, really embracing and taking you to a cozy, relaxing night. And then obviously the bed head as well, replicating the bed base. Really, really a lot of research on these with the selection of the fabrics that have made a difference. In this case, given the length of the shade, we do have a shade that comes down and provides a little bit of shade, but not full darkness. For the full darkness, you have a blackout roll that comes on the back of it. So In this case, we have two. The other cabins, they all have smaller shades, so we were blinds, so we were able to integrate the blackout feature into the upholstery. So facing the owner's bed is this beautiful furniture, which is an option, an upgrade, and it incorporates over here the vanity, which comes really nice out here. Conveniently located, there's plenty of room for your legs. There's a power outlet right here. So conveniently located to whatever you need for your hair dryer. And if you don't want, or if you're planning on having some work, and maybe this could be location for your tablets or your laptop, conveniently located right here. And when you're done, it goes away. The other side, still symmetrical. I read a lot of research on that. One drawer here, and then you have drawers with the integrated lights over here, and then additional drawers with integrated lights over here. There we go. The upholstery follows all the details. You see this is cut in a way that is really a design piece, and makes it really beautiful. So over the sides of the bed, we have over here, there's one nightstand with receptacle and obviously USB ports to charge your phone when at night, when asleep. One storage here as well. This one would be, in this case, openable from the top. On this side as well, we have one storage with two receptacles and the USB ports. Second one here, and third, and obviously a fourth. In this side would be your wardrobe. So hanging bars here, air conditioning control over here, plenty of room, and then over here as well, plenty of room. So basically the length of my arm, and both top and down. And then underneath here is also some good storage, because other than these, we do have integrated this drawer that comes in this section here, which is an extra storage capacity you can have. Full height mirror conveniently located here, so you can look at yourself while getting ready for your night out. And then here is, underneath this is your sound amplifier here, little outlet, and just a little bit of storage underneath there. The owner's head features plenty of storage. So over here is one, which is integrated here. You'll be surprised of how many there are, because then you have one drawer here, one drawer here, multiple shelves with this beautiful insert right here. And then over to this side, you have big drawer furniture here, second one here. And then over to this side, you have an openable compartment for extra storage, which is probably what you need for your head equipment in a longer term. And then here, an extra storage. Here also you have a little bit of room where you can hang parts. And then once you get into the shower, also beautifully executed, we have soap holder, shampoo holders, two hooks here too, so that you really have enough space and room. I have a lot of space myself. There's beautiful rain shower here, and in case you want a telephone shower, is right here. Here you have just the sensor that tells you if the gray water tank has become full, and if you keep it in automatic mode, the discharge in automatic mode, then it would discharge automatically, even though that gets close to full. I think that for the owner's cabin, attach it all. We add the two hooks over here to this door just to show a couple more details in order to have your vest hanging right here. So whenever you're ready to go to bed, you can have that easily accessible. What I haven't shown is the television. So the TV comes off to the port side. Here you go. While going upstairs, back upstairs, I'll point out a couple of technical areas. So right here is the collecting tank for the sinks and the showers. And then right here instead, here is the freshwater tank, and as you see, there's the water maker. So what this is it's pre-plumbed in the engine room. We'll show this later. Basically, we have the strainer installed in the engine room, and it's already pre-plumbed to the freshwater tank, so that if you install it later, you're gonna have already pre-plumbed. This one is the sensor for the freshwater level. Going. We'll put this back in position later. I think we can then go back upstairs. And I love walking through these interiors, honestly. It's beautiful. Let's go now take a look at the crew quarter, which on the Fly 60 was located on the transom of the boat. We have relocated it into on midship, basically in between the engine room and the owner's cabin. So this way it provides additional insulation, of course, and it exploits the full beam of the boat. So let's go down, take a look at it. The access is here through this ladder. So right here is the crew cabin that features 2 bunk beds. If you're wondering what these are, so all our boats come delivered here, if obviously purchased, with what we call Save the Moment kit. It's a set of spare parts that, for example, you see here we have wipers, we have zincs, and we have like fresh water pump, raw water pump for the air conditioning. It all comes delivered with the boat if acquired, and now that's where we located it. So we have 2 bunk beds for the crew cabin. Here is the escape hatch that gives you access to the galley in case of emergency. And then here, I'm opening this indoors so that you can see it. Here's the head with a little storage here behind the mirror. And then integrated shower with behind of it, you would have here some inspection panels, which in this case are for the tanks. And then facing the sink is where you have your toilet bowl. Installed a crew cabin on this boat. However, the standard would be a storage area, because the Fly 62 has been designed, as you could see across the walkthrough, to be owner operated. Of course, when you have a full boat and you have longer trips and you want to have a captain with you or a crew or staff, this location is great, has a lot of space. There's storage around, so conveniently located. There's a fan coil unit right here, which is easy to access. Television with a moving arm, so they could be watching TV from the bed. And obviously it's for any possible need whenever there will be. Behind you right here also would be a little bit of storage and the technical areas. And most importantly is right here when you land, there is the main wardrobe with a little fridge, so that the crew can have one here, or it could be extra in case you have extra supplies and you want to keep them over here. And then finally another one here. Before we go down the engine room, I want to show you another feature in the cockpit. So we talked about the awning. So right here would be the switch to open it, and then it comes out of the aft of the Flybridge right here. With one thing we can do, for instance, is to set it a different level. In this case, we have the Beach Cockpit in the enclosed position, so we want to have shade to this area, and then we may want to add some extra privacy. So what you do is you unlock the pin here, you retract the carbon fiber pole right here, and you plug it to the aft of the sofa right here. So what you have now is one pole. You do the same with the second. This rail right here is where you slide in the privacy shade, which has the same texture as the awning. And then you strap it around here to these poles, and it provides you with privacy, but at the same time, extra cover protection from the sun on very highly sunny days. So now let's take a look at the engine room, which the access is from this hatch on the main deck. And let's go see the core, heart, and lungs of the new Fly 62. So here in the engine room of the Fly 62, we have twin IPS 1200. We also offer the upgrade to the 1350s, which would let the boat arrive to maximum speed of 32 knots. With the 1200, you're in the 29-30 knots max speed. So underneath my feet here, we have a Seakeeper 6. There's a second Seakeeper here. The idea is to provide additional stability to the boat. One is never enough. This is the reason why we went with two. Really provide extra stability. The filter system is located right there, easy to access, easy to service, and for regular maintenance. So you got labels that show you which one is the starboard. This one is the kit for the starboard engine. This one is for the port. Of course, here we have our electrical panels, which comes with this key integrated in order to give you visibility of the inside or back of the scene, let's say, context, which is very, very well installed. Everything is perfectly labeled to the very high research to try to make it as easy as possible whenever you need to intervene and do some service. Obviously, the boat comes with the owner's manual that will have integrated electrical diagrams, which will help you doing everything you need with these. And over this side is the AC panel, where obviously same level of execution. Whenever you open it, you have everything perfectly labeled for easy intervention and easy service and maintenance. Over here we go to the color generator. This one has a 21 kilowatt power, and then right there you see there is a little distribution for your generator. What you have down here is your strainer for the generator, so easy to access, easy to clean, and very easy to maintain. On the starboard side of the engine room, we can see the air conditioning system, which is a chiller with one compressor made by Dometic, and very well integrated on this side of the boat. Again, easy to access. You can easily check every single valves right here to check the pressure, make sure everything is well calibrated. And over to this side is, as you see, the discharge that goes out on the ocean, on the water. Make sure to operate the valve just in case to avoid seizure, but that's well located. Here on this side you have the valve for the stabilizer. That's for the generator, the exhaust. Also make sure to operate them easily, handily. They are both located easily right here, and then here also is the gas, in this case for the generator, the exhaust gas. On the starboard side there on aft is the location for the motorized cord reel. So we saw earlier that it's on the starboard side. On the port side is the manual input, and then of course we have here the IPS drives, and then of course easy access to all the strainers, where I'm gonna point them out. So these ones are for the engines. In the middle is the Electro Strainer by Electro C, which is a innovative systems that through the usage of chlorine, it reduces the barnacle generation into the raw water system, and that keeps the boat, you still have to clean it, of course, the strainer, but it helps having a better and longer living timing, let's say, of your system. So we do have a strainer there, which is for the Seakeeper, the first one, and that's for the second Seakeeper, so one strainer each. And then the last one over there, we saw that earlier, connected to the fresh water tank, is the strainer for the water maker. So as you can see, there is the strainer with the valve, and then on top of it would be the outlet that will take you to the machine that will eventually use the raw water and convert it into fresh water. Over there on the starboard is the tender lift system right behind the exhaust line of the engines, and that is you can see the handle. That would be the let's say backup system in case you have the pump not working anymore, you can use that and it will lift the platform back in position. Here we have two porthole to inspect the Beach Cockpit activation system. As you can see, it works on these crossed system that would lower down, accompany down the seating, and then slides out the Beach Cockpit for the sunbathing area. And then whenever you're done inspecting it, just close it and you're good to go. On the port side is the water heater right there. Service batteries are located right in front of it. And over here we still have a DC panel. So the third one would be here. And of course the one that we had on the main deck would be, let's say, the slave, while these are the masters. You can see over there you have the bulbs for the systems. And then of course we have one valve for fresh water and then cold water and hot water for every single sink shower that we have on the boat. And I believe I touched all the major points. Of course, there will be a lot to talk about, but the boat is beautiful. She's ready for some love. We often talk about the advantages offered with the IPS propulsion, which go from maneuverability, of course, to fuel efficiency. So you can achieve really, you can match the performances we have with bigger engine on shaft line through smaller engines with the IPS propulsion package. So this is really the best propulsion we could have. The Fly 60 used to come with the shaft drive. In this case, we moved and we switched to IPS, redesigning the entire hull of the boat. And this is what makes this boat also very, very special and unique. Well, that's it with the engine room. I believe we went through most of what is to be said about the new Fly 62. This is Giorgio Sarti. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough and I hope to see you very soon. Thank you.